Hey guys, Dr. Justin Curnutt here. We're going to go through this hot and heavy, so get a pen and paper out and let's go. So for those of you who have been following Beyond Health for the many years it's been operating, then you'll know. But in my upper, let's see, right here above me is our logo, okay? So you'll know this, but for those that are new and tuning in for the first time, or maybe you're new, you may not know this, but our logo is one disease, two causes, six pathways. So that's our triangle right there. One disease is at the top, two causes is those two dots going down both of those legs, and then six pathways are at the bottom. Now, the medical community have you believe that health is confusing. Health is super complex. Okay, they have thousands and thousands of different classifications for different things and different diseases, when in reality there's only one disease. Okay, if you can simplify health, then you are empowered to take your life back into your own hands and not need the medical establishment. Now, I like the medical establishment because they've got a lot to do with diagnosing. They've got a lot to do with blood work and finding out what's going on at a basic level. But then they don't know what to do with that information. They just prescribe medication and lazily rip parts out of your body through surgery, and that's not the answer. So the one true disease is cellular malfunction. Okay, at the root cause of who we are, at the basic component of who we are, when we were first in uterus, in mother's womb. Okay, we were one sperm and one egg met. Basically, we created one cell. Okay, and that cell separated and then differentiated and became the different organs, became a liver, became a brain, became skin, became hair, okay? All those are cells. So at our basic cellular, at our basic level, our basic core, we are cells, okay? Millions and billions of cells, okay? So the one true cause is cellular malfunction, okay? Now there's only two causes to why cells malfunction. Two causes, okay? And that is nutritional deficiency, number one, and number two is cellular toxicity, okay? So either you have too little of something or you have too much of something. Now, the too little is obviously nutrients, okay? We need basic nutrients to keep our body functioning. And what's cool to note here is that every cell in our body needs at its core needs some basic nutrients, okay? B vitamin, which we're going to go through today, is one of those basic nutrients. But the secondary thing that it needs are specific nutrients, okay? Think of the thyroid. The thyroid needs iodine, okay? Iodine is one of the main components that helps the thyroid work, okay? A brain needs certain other nutrients, okay? Your beta cells, which are on your pancreas, which help with blood sugar regulation, okay? Your insulin-producing cells need other specialized nutrients, and that's why we have cells that go awry throughout different parts of the body, okay? Doctors may classify it as diabetes, indicating that, and don't get me wrong, I love classifications because they tell me which cells are going wrong, okay? So it's not that doctors are worthless. It's just that, again, they don't know what to do with the information they have, okay? So by telling me you have diabetes, it tells me that you have cells in the pancreas, beta cells, that are going wrong, okay? Or the cell membranes throughout your body aren't accepting insulin. The insulin receptors aren't working appropriately, so it might be a cellular membrane malfunction, which again is very good to know. So long story short, one disease, two causes, and then we'll go through six pathways later on about how these things can, six different pathways that things can go wrong, okay? But I wanted to highlight that first and foremost here. Okay, so jumping right in, okay, B vitamins. Man, we've got some cool information. We got B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B9, B12. B1 is what we call thiamine. Okay, B1 is what we call thiamine. B2 is what we call riboflavin. B3 is what we call niacin. I have my notes here because I always forget these anyways, right? B3 is niacin. B5 is pantothenic acid. B6 is pyridoxine. B7 is biotin. B9 is folate. And B12 is cobalamin. Okay, now if we get deficiencies in any of these vitamins, we have issues. So I'm going to highlight a few right here. Specifically, say vitamin B2. Okay, if you have a tendency to get migraines and headaches, it could be a deficiency in B2. Okay, B2 deficiency is known for headache, migraines. It's known for the aging brain. It's known for chronic pelvic pain syndrome. It's B2 deficiency is known for colorectal cancer and depression. Okay, that's very interesting to note. Okay, B5. Okay, B5 deficiency is known for inflammation and hepatitis A. B6 deficiencies are known for increased homocysteine levels, which is one of the best indicators for heart health than any other thing that's out there. If doctors tell you that cholesterol is the best indicator, they're lying to you. It's not. Cholesterol is a very poor indicator of heart health, and I'll go into a cholesterol masterclass in later down the road, and highlight a few athletes on the planet that have super high cholesterol levels. Okay, one of them being Michael Phelps, right? One of the best Olympian swimmers that the United States has ever seen. Okay, his cholesterol levels are off the charts, and guess what? No doctor is trying to reduce his cholesterol levels because cholesterol is necessary for hormone synthesis in our bodies. Okay, and don't tell me that Michael Phelps doesn't need more hormones, and I don't just mean testosterone, I mean cortisol and other different hormones that help with inflammation. They help with recovery. They help with stress. Okay, so Michael Phelps, no one's trying to reduce his inflammation or his cholesterol levels. Therefore, cholesterol is not, and no one was worried about him, by the way, having a heart attack. So it's bunk. It's not true. And I'll go through a whole class on that and highlight some of those facts. So homocysteine, on the other hand, is inflammation of the heart. It's a very key inflammatory marker that the heart will give that tells us better whether you're going to have a heart attack or not. So B6 is involved. B6 deficiency is involved in increased homocysteine levels. B6 deficiency is also known for autism, Alzheimer's, cognitive decline, depression, inflammation, oxidative stress, which is basically rusting. Okay. Oxidation, which is think of a fence, right? If a fence is brand new and it opens nicely, it's smooth, right? Has no issues. But when it's in the elements, it's the oxygen, the elements, the rain, the sun, the cold. Okay, all those things cause the fence to rust, and then as you open the fence, it now is rigid. It causes right that sound of grossness, right? The rusting component is what we consider oxidation. Okay, now think of our heart. Okay, if our heart is oxidized, okay, it's supposed to beat and it's supposed to beat beautifully and elastically. It's supposed to just open and close like a fence, brand new. But if it's rusting and it's and it's rigid and it's tough then we're gonna have issues, and our homocysteine levels are gonna go up, and so basically oxidative stress with lower levels of vitamin B6 or pyridoxine. Then we have oxidative stress or oxidation, coronary artery disease. Okay, vitamin B12. B12 is actually probably one of the higher ones. I thought I had this information written down, but I don't. So I'm going to pull up one of my resources here. But overall, okay, as I'm pulling this up, overall, if we have a deficiency in B vitamins, we have increased homocysteine levels. Again, heart disease, okay? Celiac disease is known to form. Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, atherosclerosis, which is clogging of the arteries due to plaque, birth defects, macular degeneration. Okay, all these things are known to happen when we have a deficiency in B12. And again, instead of calling it, right? Remember, one disease. Instead of calling it celiac disease and heart disease and all these other. Okay, so real quick here, I got pulled up the B12 stuff. Finally, I apologize. So B12 deficiency is known for increased homocysteine levels, cognitive decline, cognitive dysfunction, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's disease, depression, dementia, cervical cancer, pancreatic cancer, schizophrenia. Vitamin B12 is also known, if we're not absorbing it properly, we tend to have possibly some vitamin D deficiencies. They're kind of hand in hand when it comes to vitamin D absorption. Cyanide poisoning, autism spectrum disorder, MS, multiple sclerosis, prostate cancer, obsessive compulsive disorder, oxidative stress, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, anemia. Okay, so again, all of these things are caused by a deficiency in B vitamins. Again, so instead of classifying it as Parkinson's disease and obsessive compulsive disorder and MS, okay, which doctors have a hang up, they need to call it something, depression, dementia, Alzheimer's, heart attack, myocardial infarction, right, whatever it is, it could just be one of the two causes of disease, nutritional deficiency. Now, where do B vitamins come from? Okay, B vitamins, the majority of B vitamins come from meats. Okay, meats. The next thing they come from is dairies. The next thing they come from is nuts and legumes. So if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, I'm sorry to say, but you tend to have higher levels of anemia and other issues because you're not getting the B12 that you should that come from meats. Okay, B12 primarily comes from meats. And on top of that, here's a cool absorption tip for you. Okay, and I had to write right here. It is. So so B12, vitamin B12 needs something in the body called intrinsic factor in order for it to absorb. Okay, now intrinsic factor is increased in the stomach. Our body makes intrinsic factor, releases intrinsic factor, but only if it has certain foods in the stomach. So, for example, to enhance B12 absorption, now follow me, okay, it can be beneficial to consume B12 alongside a source of protein, okay, typically meat-based protein. Now, the reason being is because protein-rich foods like meat stimulate the release of stomach acids and pepsin, okay? So when we eat proteins, typically meats, pepsin is released. Now, pepsin is an enzyme that helps break down these proteins, but the release of pepsin and the increase in stomach acid increases our stomach acid and can also boost the release of intrinsic factor, thereby enhancing the absorption of vitamin B12. So, B12 is primarily found in animal products like meat, fish, poultry, eggs, and dairy. And so, therefore, people that are vegetarian and vegan may not be getting B12 in the amounts they think they are. Now, my suggestion as a tip or a trick would be to utilize this trick is to take B vitamins early in the morning and take it with a few pieces of protein, okay? So a few pieces of bacon, a few pieces of steak, a few pieces of sausage. Now, again, I get it if you're a vegan or vegetarian. I'm not here to push you into that. I'm here to say, let's work with you. You can take a pepsin supplement along with your B vitamins. That'll help you. Now, the reason why you should do this in the morning is because B vitamins, specifically vitamin B12, is known for metabolism and energy production. So metabolism, it helps, process foods and fats and convert them into energy. So to help you with energy throughout the day. So, this is B vitamins in a nutshell. Now, some of the problems with B vitamins, okay? Let's go through this first. So, B vitamins. I'm going to go through some of the benefits of B vitamins. So, B vitamins help. I'm going to give you 8 different ways that B vitamins help the body. The first one is energy production, okay? B vitamins help with energy production. B1 specifically plays a role in the conversion of carbohydrates into energy. Okay, it's a coenzyme in the metabolism of glucose and it's critical in the production of ATP. Now, if this is over your head, don't worry. Please, this is for some of my friends that need that deeper science in order to know how it works. Some of those different doctors and practitioners that follow me, I want them to know the true science. Okay, but just know that B1 thiamine plays a role in energy production. Okay, vitamin B2, which is riboflavin, also plays a role in energy production. It acts as a precursor for coenzymes FAD and FMN, which are key in the electron transport chain for cellular energy production. Okay, vitamin B3, which is niacin, is also a component of NAD and NADP. This is an essential coenzyme in the energy metabolism, specifically for glycolysis, the Krebs cycle, and fatty acid synthesis. NAD and NADP and NADH supplements are getting very popular, so you'll hear more about that. I'm sure I'll highlight them in the future. The last one I've got here for energy production is vitamin B5, which is pantothenic acid. Now, it's integral in the formation of coenzyme A, which is a central compound in energy metabolism, particularly in the breakdown of fats, okay, carbohydrates, and proteins, and converts proteins to energy. So B5, pantothenic acid. Okay, the second thing that B vitamins help with is brain function and nervous system health. Okay, specifically B6 and B12. So B6 is involved in creating neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. They also help in the formation and insulation of nerve cells. They create what's called myelin or myelin sheath. B12 also crucial in maintaining the health of nerve cells and aids in the production of neurotransmitters, also involved in myelin sheath. Okay. The third benefit of B vitamins is cell health and DNA production. Okay, specifically B9 and B12. Okay, B9 is folic acid. Okay, it's essential for DNA synthesis and repair. Folic acid is particularly crucial for rapid cell division and growth. This is particularly crucial for women that are pregnant. Typically, if you take a prenatal vitamin, it's because it has higher amounts of folic acid. Now, I'm going to talk about folic acid in a minute, but you want to get a better form of folic acid is synthetic and cheap. You want to get folate or something called 5-MTHF, 5-methyltetrahydrofolate is the best absorbable form and version. Okay, but just know that B9 is crucial for rapid cell division and growth, specifically for fetal development. Okay, B12 is also involved in cellular metabolism and red blood cell formation, impacting overall health. Okay, that's why B12 and anemia are very common in people that don't eat meat. Okay, so anemic people tend to be vegetarians and vegans. Okay, so again, take a B12 supplement, maybe take it with pepsin to help absorb into the body a lot faster, a lot better. Okay, number 4 is heart health. Okay, B6 and B12. I think I already highlighted this, but B6, B12, and folic acid are crucial for heart health. Okay, they help lower those homocysteine levels, which is again elevated homocysteine is a risk factor for heart health or for heart disease. So elevated homocysteine is a risk factor for heart disease, and these vitamins help convert homocysteine into other substances, reducing its concentration. Okay, especially in the heart. Okay, number 5 benefit is skin and eye health. Okay, with this one, we're going to highlight B2, B3, and B7. B2 is riboflavin. It's important for maintaining the health of skin and eyes. It helps protect the skin and eye tissue from oxidative stress, so it helps your skin and eyes from rusting, okay, basically. B3 is niacin. Niacin can help improve skin health by reducing inflammation and boosting hydration. B7 is biotin, which is known for its role in maintaining the health of hair, skin, and nails, okay. Number 6 health of benefit of B vitamins is digestive system. B3 specifically, niacin assists in the functioning and digestive system, aids in the conversion of food into energy and can help maintain normal cholesterol levels. Now, when you're taking niacin for cholesterol reduction or cholesterol support, make sure you're taking the flushing form of niacin called niacin. If it's the flush-free form of niacin called niacinamide, you may get benefits of niacin in the body, but you're not going to get the cholesterol support you think you are. You need the flushing niacin in order to have the benefits. Now, you don't have to flush. That's not what I'm saying. If you take lower amounts, you won't flush or get what's called pinpricking, but you need that form in order for it to work for cholesterol reduction. Okay, the 7th benefit of B vitamins is red blood cell production. Okay, B6 and B12 specifically are crucial for the production and maturation of red blood cells in the bone marrow. Okay, they help in the formation of heme, which is the iron-containing part of hemoglobin, which carries oxygen. Okay, that's why, again, vegans and vegetarians have issues with anemia, with oxygen transport throughout the body. They're fatigued, they get lower oxygen. So, the last one and 8th benefit of B vitamins is pregnancy and fetal development. Again, folic acid or folate is critical in preventing neural tube defects in the developing fetus. It's essential for proper development of baby's brain and spine during early pregnancy. So these are some of the benefits. Now, here's some of the problems, and here's a reason why you might want to vet your vitamin supplement, or you may not want to, so over 50 to 60% of Americans have what's called an MTHFR gene malfunction. Okay, so they have a genetic issue, what we call the MTHFR gene. So methyltetrahydrofolate reductase gene, or MTHFR gene. And this gene provides instructions for making an enzyme of the same name, which plays a crucial role in processing amino acids. Okay, amino acids are the building blocks of life, or the building blocks of proteins. And our body needs proteins, not protein from food, but proteins. Specifically, it's involved in converting homocysteine to something called methionine, an essential amino acid, whereas homocysteine is that inflammatory precursor. This conversion process is important because it helps regulate homocysteine levels. Also, facilitates the production of what we call SAMe, which is a compound involved in methylation reactions, and SAMe is involved in brain health. Okay, these are also critical for DNA repair, gene expression, and neurotransmitter synthesis. So, if we have this MTHFR genetic issue, okay, what this means is we're not methylating our B vitamins properly. Now, methylation is basically, so I'm going to give you an example. So cyanocobalamin is a typical form of vitamin B12 that we can get from a supplement. Cyano and cobalamin, they're two components that make a vitamin B12. Okay, now when cyanocobalamin is introduced into our body has to cut it or methylate it. Okay, methylation is like a cutting process. So it has to snip these two components apart. So it takes the cyano off, and it attaches on a methyl form. Then it turns into what's called methylcobalamin. Okay, now methylcobalamin is the active form of cobalamin or B12 that works in our body. Okay, same thing happens with most other vitamins in our body. Okay, we have pyridoxine. Okay, but we have to methylate pyridoxine in order for it to work properly. Okay, and so if we don't methylate properly, this can lead to elevated levels of inappropriate precursors like homocysteine or cyan, which is cyanide, okay, which is associated with increased risk of conditions like heart disease, stroke, and certain other neurological disorders. So here's another one. For pregnant women, if you have an MTHFR genetic mutation, then basically taking folic acid or folate, but not the proper folate, is going to basically cause fetal deformations or deforming. Maybe not deformations, but the fetus may not develop properly. Okay, they may have they may be in the autism spectrum, for example, but they may not have autism. Right? Does that make sense? They're not full blown like issues, but they're in the spectrum. Okay, because you didn't have enough. So if you can get what's called 5-MTHF, 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, then your body will utilize that. It's already methylated, okay? So 50 to 60% of all Americans have this genetic mutation and cannot methylate properly. So this is one of the reasons why we're having such hard problems. So, for example, I had a group come in the other day and talk to me, and the mother, so I'm going to talk about the mother and the aunt. So, and this is in relation to who they are. So the mother and her sister, okay? So the mother came in and said, I've been taking this B vitamin from whomever. I love it. It's phenomenal. It just increases I can tell my energy levels are up. I'm starting to maybe lose a little bit of weight, and I'm feeling great, okay? And basically they say, I gave a few of these pills to my sister, the aunt, and she took them and didn't have any benefit. Like, why? Why is that? And I said, well, it could be one issue is that she has an MTHFR genetic issue. Now, two ways you can come to find this out. One is you can go take a 23andMe or Ancestry.com. It's like a $200 test. You can get your ancestry done, see where you come from, but you can also get your genetics done to see your genes and if you've got any mutations and things like that. The second way to do it is to take a cyano or a crappier version of vitamin B, see if it works for you. If it doesn't, to then switch to the methyl version. And if it works for you, then you know more than likely through trial and error that you probably have an MTHFR genetic mutation issue. Okay. Again, that's the less scientific way, but still a way. So basically, I sold this aunt our version of the vitamin because it comes in the better format, and she had instant benefits the next day when she took it in the morning with protein. So she had so basically we know that she has more than likely a genetic issue with her MTHFR. So to highlight these, our B complex supplement is one of the best products on the market bar none, okay? You've got not only thiamine, which is B1, you got riboflavin, comes in both forms, riboflavin and riboflavin 5-phosphate, which is the better version, the more absorbable version. You have niacin. Now, this is in the niacinamide, which isn't a big deal, but it's not going to help with, per se, cholesterol support, okay? It comes with vitamin B6. Now, the B6 comes in both pyridoxine, which is good, but it also comes in the P5P, which is pyridoxal 5-phosphate, the better absorbable form, okay? Folate. This has what we call 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, okay? This is the better absorbable form. We've got vitamin B12 in the methylcobalamin form, the better absorbable form. We've got biotin, which is that B7. We've got pantothenic acid. We've got choline and inositol. Now, choline and inositol are known as substances that can be like B vitamins, but help in the metabolism and absorption of B vitamins. So a good supplement, a very good B supplement will have those included because they help. They're basically like friends that help each other to do what they need to do. Okay, so this is phenomenal. Now, what's really cool is, and a lot of you may not know this, but the riboflavin in this and the vitamin B6 in this come in an 80-20 form. So the riboflavin comes 80% riboflavin, 20% riboflavin 5-phosphate. The vitamin B6 comes in 80% pyridoxine and 20% pyridoxal 5-phosphate. Now, you want me to tell you the reason why? And this is phenomenal. Is your body's going to use the 5-phosphate format first. Okay, it's the absorbable form that works right away. Okay, now the other 80% that's in the riboflavin or in the pyridoxine form is going to convert at a later moment. So basically, your body has immediate benefit, and the 80% that's left to convert itself. Again, this isn't necessarily a methylation issue, so this doesn't have anything to do with the MTHFR. But the 80% that's left will actually convert. So it's like an immediate release formulation and an extended release formulation of those two supplements. So when you see that 80-20 format, again, I don't see this I can't even point you towards a B vitamin that has an 80-20 split because they just don't know. Again, Raymond Francis, the chemist who started this company, knew at such a key level 29 years ago. These things were formulated and have been on the market for 29 plus years, you guys. Phenomenal. You guys, this is one of the best B vitamin, B complexes on the planet. Now, if you've got specific issues with heart health, I don't even know how to, there you go, angle it. This is the B12 folate supplement. If you've got specific issues with homocysteine, with heart disease, with atherosclerosis, with the B6 and B12 issues, then this is going to be a supplement for you, okay? It has B6 and the pyridoxal 5-phosphate. It's got the folate, the 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, and it's got B12 in the methylcobalamin form. You guys, this is the format that we want. This is for heart health specifically. And if you've got heart issues, I would take them both, okay? There is not an overdose of B vitamins you can take. They're water soluble. We excrete them through our urine if we take too much. But the problem is most people are urinating out B vitamins because they can't even absorb them properly. They're not in the methyl formats. Now, these are going to make you pee them out. Your urine's going to turn fluorescent yellow. But that's fine, okay? Because we actually get tissue health with it also. The tissue lining throughout our urinary bladder and our excretory systems actually thrive on B vitamins being excreted out that way. So don't think that that you're just peeing it out, okay? These are the best absorbable forms of Bs on the market, okay? The B vitamins. You're gonna slam them into the body properly and better than any other B vitamin that I know of. And again, we've got the extended release, immediate release, extended release formulations. Phenomenal. You guys, I hope to highlight this more in the future. Again, remember, 1 disease, 2 causes, 6 pathways. If you heard any of these issues, depression, anxiety, inflammation, aging brain, Alzheimer's disease, autism, heart disease, okay? Don't look at those as all diseases that your doctor's labeling you with. Think of it being 2 causes. You may just have a nutrient deficiency in vitamin B, which is causing all of these issues, which is actually 1 disease, which is cellular malfunction. Okay, guys? Pretty cool. I'll catch you guys on the flip side, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks.